All right, Nyan. So I've gotten this connected or I've gotten everything set up, kind of the main things I would use to figure this out. And I've never done this before either. I'm just going to record my whole troubleshooting process. I got the first one to work with the authentication, so I bet it's pretty similar. So here's the updated API. First off, GPT-4 only knows about the authentication they had before this, which was, I think, simple auth. And so I had to learn OAuth, and took me a minute. But let's see if I can figure this out more quickly. So we're going to go to contacts here. We want to book appointment, right? So we're going to want to pull calendar availability for a specific user. Get appointment for contact. And I think you can put a user in here. Let me see. Oh no, this gets the appointments for a contact. I'm not thinking right. So I need availability. Well, I found the right one last time. Here we go. So I guess book appointment is after we pick the slot. Here's one you can use to get the free slots, even for a specific user. For whom? All right. So we need to get, this is just for booking the appointment. So we'll already have the appointment ID. Create appointment. All right. Okay. All right. So there's a difference. We definitely don't need a header with that. API version. All right. So here's when I get stuck because I don't know what this shit means. So all right. So you're going to want 4 to figure something like this out. So I'm trying to set up an action within a custom Zap to some Zap I'm working on that integrates GoHighLevel API with Zapier and allows more actions than the default Zap. GHL has switched to configuration.
Oh my god, there's an AI website called Talk to Books. So you just tell it what book or you upload the book, and then any information within that book you could like talk to it and ask it questions.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
That's sick.
Switch to OAuth 2.0 configuration that which I have already set up for the Zap. So it thinks that it was using a different set of API. Okay, so here is the help page in the new API documentation for setting up the Zap. I think I need to properly set up the params, GPP headers, and request body inside this step using information in this guide. I have
What do you know about ChatGPT plugins?
Hang on, I'm recording a video training.
Sorry.
Set up the URL params. Set up the action. And I pasted that guide. Okay. Did it copy that right? So example user ID. Request headers authorization. Shit. All right. I don't think it's copying everything over there, so I'm trying to see. Example. Headers, authorization, access, example. Yeah, it's not copying everything. Headers authorization string access token. Headers authorization string access token. Okay, this looks like it copied better. And I've noticed sometimes to get everything, you have to just do it. You have to paste it to something else before you paste it into GoHighLevel or into ChatGPT. So let's see. Why is this doing this? It's not that long. Damn, I lost that message I had. Crap. Damn it. Trying to add an action to my custom Zap integrating GoHighLevel via API. I'm in Zap Developer platform and the GoHighLevel API is now aware of. It's using OAuth 2.0. I have copied instructions from PI guide so you can help me understand to set up the URL params, HTTP headers, request body in the API request options in Zapier. Did it copy everything this time? I don't think so. Headers authorization string access token. Version string. Let me look at that real quick. Yeah, I think you just match it up here. So I'm just going to try that first. All right. Well, I don't know about the URL params though. All right. Content type. I'm going to punch this in there. Shoot, I'm going to use this as the new 4 is going to be much better at this. There we go. See this working, Brady? Isn't this awesome? All right. I think this is going to work. We'll see. Can you do some for me? All right. So it's best to just ask, and it'll tell you why. So it's right. It is JSON. So see, it just cleared that up for me. Now I understand exactly what's going on. So add version. And then, damn. All right. I've never done any coding before, brother. This is pretty cool to me. It's going to be awesome for you too. We're going to do so much together. All right. So request body. Did I save the headers? Okay, it's saved. And then now, I don't think we're supposed to have body in here. Value. Let's look at this and see if I can clear that up with this. I don't think I'm supposed to have anything in that part. Version, calendar ID. Well, all right. So this information is going to be passed through their GoHighLevel, right? So I have to be passing in this information from, this is where they're pulling the information. They're passing it. So this has to come after we get the information in a different action. So yeah, we have to create custom values, don't we? So we're going to want to plug in all these things, I would imagine. And then how do we create Okay, I'm going to ask another question. JSON example the request body will need to be stored in the Zap from a previous step where we pull contact availability and data. All right, how's this going to work? So when we want to pull availability, we're going to send a signal from this Zap to GoHighLevel. How do we have, so in the current Zap I'm using, I send an API request from it's going to have the customer's data. So all right, I think it makes sense in my head now. All right, my friend. So it does look like find contact is the one we need to send first. I'm trying to think through how this works. Okay, so before we book appointment, we have to look up the client's data. But the thing is, I'm thinking this is going to be initiated by the system in Zapier needs to have the availability, have all the client data that's going to be getting passed between the AI. So the way it initiates an action to the AP to the Zap is by a message coming in. And so it's going to receive a webhook, right? It's going to receive a webhook, and then the Zap is going to take that, send it to OpenAI, and then if OpenAI needs to check the calendar, it's going to trigger that. And we'll use the incoming request from OpenAI to know when we need to pull this data. Prior to that, the contact data comes in when we initiate a message to the AI. So GoHighLevel is going to send all of the contact data over, right? So that's it. It's just going to be a simple webhook sending the contact data to the endpoint that we're going to set up to trigger OpenAI. So we're going to have incoming contact data. So the trigger needs to be set up first. And so new request name DHL standard webhook noun cust data ticket. Let users customize the trigger. That's not necessary. Post the info for the request. Webhook. All right, so now we've got to find that in here. So what does a standard incoming webhook from GoHighLevel look like? We have to set up, let's return an array. All right, I think I'm going to ask GPT-4 for a little more help. Okay, to set up the trigger to receive webhooks from GHL. Zap has customer info into the Zap. I guess. All right. That's pretty much exactly what I did. All right. All right. After I do this, you should have a pretty good sense of how to set all this up. So Zapier, no, GHL standard webhook. You know what? Yeah, dude. We got zaps that show it. So So I like to confirm what I'm thinking of testing out in here before I do it. Gives you a lot more confidence as you move on to the next step. Makes you feel a little better about spending your time with it. So kind of just confirm your idea when you have one of what to do. What we're going to do is find one of the zaps we have working with GoHighLevel and Zapier's, like the Kixie Power Dialer ones. I don't know if this needs to be a REST hook or polling. We'll ask GPT-4 in a second. All right. We need to go to edit and look at what's all contained in the incoming, not just what we want to send out. It's right here. Oh shit. All right, so we just put the ones we want from it, I think. So it's got all the custom values, which is great. It's even showing the standard ones. I'm not getting. There should be a lot more information on the client, I feel like. Unless it's just not available. This guy came in through a DM, so we probably don't have address, any of that stuff. Either way, I think it's got most of the stuff we need. So we can add to this if we need more. We'll just have to figure out what all the things are. So all right. All right. How do I determine or set up the endpoint URLs? Oh yeah, let's get to finish this first. Let's just stop that because we're gonna re-ask this. Okay. So I'm looking for subscribe. And I was really hoping that would come right up. All right. Set up GeoChell. Subscribe. REST API. Shit. You know what? We don't have to do this because it just triggered from the just inbound webhook trigger on Zapier. And so that's what we do. We can trigger, fix that, and then it's already going to have this data. And so these are going to be custom values that the client maps into. Okay, let me think of how I do it. Okay, so this data is going to be mapped by the client because the client's going to open Zapier. They're going to have an inbound webhook. It's going to pull out all these fields. And so I still feel like I need to set up the. All right, so it's already going to have this data. The client's mapping this data in, and they're just going to fill in. So we're going to provide the client the input key. So let me show you how this is going to work, right? So I've almost got it working on 3. Some needs a little tweaking. I've got a bunch of ideas to actually improve it, but right, I have this big SOP that I've marked down and learned how to mark. Well, I don't even know what marking down was, but to keep the formatting. So that's done, and now we're outputting in this format. This one didn't come out perfect. It's not supposed to have note like that. I've got others that did work, right? Like this one. So it's telling it what medium to send out. Here's the message we want to come out. Here's the conversation history summary. And then, yeah, so the client is going to put format in. I guess this doesn't need to be bolded, but it'll be these 1 through 15, 19 list. So the client is going to be, all these fields are going to exist in GoHighLevel. So we'll have a custom field for payroll. Well, this is just the inbound message. That'll be in the conversation history. But all of that is going to be in here. So like I have it set to have the word for word message history and then a summary. So it's going to have word for word for the last 10 messages and then a summary of the conversation timestamped. So the AI can plan properly. These were responses that didn't cause anything. This means it wants to cancel an appointment. This is the new appointment it's booking for itself to follow up. And yeah, so all the stuff. So this is all getting passed in. And then it's going to come back. So data's coming in the webhook there. It's already going to have it. And so it's still the rest. No, it's not. So polling. Okay. So let's go back to 4. All right, so I'm going to take a look at this app again, just kind of get my brain moving. So when a webhook comes in, I do that, and then I map it over to this one. So this is going to be equivalent to where they're going to enter their info for it to go to. So they're going to have to customize it like this and fill in the fields, right? So they're going to fill this in. And so what I need to do it's going to be something very similar to this, at least. So this information is already going to be in there. They're going to map it on. Oh, no, they're not. Because it's just going to say book appointment. It's going to have the Jeez. All right. So I hope this video is helpful for you to see kind of my thought process. I know it's getting long. All right. I think the best thing to do is for me to talk to this when I'm feeling confused. The data will be coming in from a webhook. Okay. Client is going to trigger a incoming webhook that set up Zapier's native incoming webhook action, the first step of their Zap, their next action is to use our custom Zap book and payment. All right, so I'm gonna look back at that. So they're gonna need to put all the necessary information in. And that usually comes like this. Okay, it's like this. So it's gonna have all their fields. That's not the way it works, so I'm triggering a high-level app. Let me look at that. I need to look at a different Zap just kind of refresh my brain on how this works. So I need one that triggers with uses the GoHighLevel Zap. All right, starting to make more sense. This is going to be the easiest way to set this up. Location. Make sure everybody's okay. All right, everybody's alive. All right, so So that's how we do it. Type string required. All right. All right. I wonder if this needs to be the same as what GoHighLevel uses. Probably isn't going to hurt. Yeah, definitely needs to be. All right, so let me go figure that out. All right. Shit. This is going to be in the calendar request one. Mm-hmm. They're really helping to set this up right here. So that one's optional, as you can see, and it gives you the explanation. So just copy it just like this. If we didn't have this, we wouldn't be able to do it. Looks to me like this is it. So there's a bunch of different versions. Get calendars, get all calendars in a location, get calendar by ID, and we're looking for so I guess this information has to be gotten later. So this is really just to get the initial contact info. And it looks like I'm currently mapping the steps for the inbound webhook, and they're not contained on that standard inbound webhook because it doesn't know whose calendar we're going for. So we should really be looking more at the wait. So yeah, we're not catching a GHL standard webhook. This information's just going to be in here for book appointment. Yeah, so I was already doing the wrong thing. So I'm supposed to be in this one. All right, getting it figured out. And let me ask it. All right. Mm-hmm. think this is the location ID it's asking for. Not quite sure. It's pretty long for the location ID. There's only two. All right. Okay. I wonder how it even knows to
What's
look at
going
that.
on over here, buddy?
So, trying to show him how to set up the actions in Zapier, and I've just had to kind of learn it myself by using GPT-4.
You're still making the video from
Yep.
earlier?
Yep.
Oh, okay. My apologies for that.
You're good, dude. No, I haven't just started talking to myself a little bit. I should at least try to disguise it as talking to somebody else.
I've just been zoned out. I haven't even paid attention.
All right, so it needs to do this the same as theirs does. When you hit this, it needs to say, oh shit. It needs to give me the options of locations. I don't even know how it's doing that. I guess you have to search it. Okay, this is a drop down. So dynamic. Okay. Well, that makes sense. In the example for selecting copying another zap to know to format this in their book appointment, it requires you to select location and then put a drop down. All right. So you can see this. I have to select a drop down source or search source. Action.
Hey there. Hey, Arthur. Hmm? What was she saying? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding. I'll talk to them. Did they tell you which documents had any issues?
Shoot.
That they don't match well.
Shoot. A second here.